The rapid and constant development of the blueberry market can be credited to the technologies that have supported the growth of its supply chain. In the previous Macfrut Academy's video lesson dedicated to blueberries, we learned more about varietal innovation and cultivation techniques. During this episode, we're going to focus on sorting technologies and packaging solutions, spotlighting Spain and Morocco in particular. Without further ado, let's get started. As a crop, blueberries can be very rewarding for producers, but they call for a meticulous approach in order for consumers to get a quality product. This is a challenge that sees technologies as a key ally, as is the case for Unitec. The Italian company can design fully equipped lines dedicated to sorting and packaging blueberries, combining speed, accuracy and attention to how the fruit is processed. The first step in Unitec's system is when crates are emptied and leaves are removed together with any residual flowers or impurities. Afterwards, small blueberries are removed, while the suitable ones are aligned by means of a patented solution. The following steps are the singulation of the berries and quality sorting. Thanks to blueberry vision and unique blueberry technologies, Unitec systems can detect any internal and external flaw in the fruit, examining the internal quality, size, color, Brix value and acidity, selecting only the blueberries that meet the parameters required by clients. Lastly, the equipment may also come with packaging systems for different punnets and box formats, in addition to an innovative robot packer that makes the box filling process automated, ensuring that the fruit remains intact inside its packaging while preventing bruising caused by moving boxes. Not only does choosing to rely on technology lead to quality improvement, but also to significant savings in terms of labour, which is a key factor for competitiveness on the international market, as explained by Costa de Huelva, one of Spain's main cooperatives. At Costa de Huelva, we are a group of associated farmers with the aim of gaining strength and improving the quality of our products by means of this sort of technological equipment. Since these machines were installed, we have witnessed an enormous gain in terms of product quality and also in terms of operating costs. This technological investment has therefore allowed us to significantly reduce operating costs, with a considerable increase in quality standards. We always try to ensure a constant decrease in the temperature, that is, we make sure it never goes up throughout the process in the processing chain. We also usually lower it in the field to about 8 to 10 degrees. The processing takes place at about 6 degrees and the lot to be shipped should be at about 4 degrees so that the product arrives in the best possible conditions. This sorting and packaging procedure helps speed up the processing of blueberries, as shown by another key Spanish player, Cuna de Platero. Blueberries are transported by truck from the field. They arrive here in the warehouse. We place them in cool stores until they reach a temperature of 5-7 degrees. Since we have a temperature that ranges between 7 and 9 degrees in the room, and for quality to be maintained, they have to reach this temperature. Once that has happened, we take the blueberries out and place the pallet right in front of the Unitec machine, where the fruit moves up the ramp to the top. The boxes are emptied and the blueberries are then distributed along the Unitec machine, where they are sorted and graded. Once this is done, the blueberries go through the lines until they reach the indusser machine, where they move downwards to each line based on the format to be created. Once they get there, they are packaged and then placed in the different packages of each customer. After they have been labeled and the whole process is complete, they are brought back to the cool stores. This new technology allows us to be much more versatile and create many more formats at the same time, thus guaranteeing a greater diversity of customers based on the format they want. Ranking 8th as a blueberry producer globally, Morocco is no longer an emerging country in the Mediterranean basin. Rather, it is becoming established as a leader in the sector year after year. For instance, the production of blueberries for the fresh market grew by 55% from 2020 to 2023, and the trend is continuing due to an ongoing change in the production as well. More and more areas that used to be cultivated with strawberries and raspberries are now being allocated to blueberries. In Morocco, there are three main production areas: the Kenitra and Larache provinces in the north, then the Agadir province, and lastly, moving further south, the Dakhla region. Let's now find out more about the Moroccan model together with Bestberry, a northern Morocco-based cooperative founded in 2017, exploring current trends and its business organization.
Bestberry is a group of growers. These are growers who manage their own farms. They don't have farm managers, meaning they are farmers. They go and they manage their fields. And they decided to create a cooperative to be able to export their fruit independently. So mainly Cooperative Bestberry started as a group of strawberry growers. But right now, after 7 years, we are in strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries. Blueberries, we are differentiating ourselves because we started in the premium market. We don't have much of the standard varieties. We can develop this later. But we are targeting the premium market of blueberries and planting. Right now, our extensions are only in premium varieties. For blueberries. I'm talking about the blueberries. So when we look at blueberries in Morocco, there has been a big development when it comes to blueberries the last maybe 6 years or so. And the growth has been exponential and continuous. We are not seeing like a slowdown when it comes to new plantations of blueberries. We've seen the same in raspberries. However, right now, raspberries, we don't see as much growth as it used to be. But in blueberries, we still see a lot of growth. And we also, in our cooperative, we are converting some of our strawberry fields into blueberries, and the same thing with raspberries. It is for the growers, and from a grower perspective, it is less complicated in terms of labor and so on to do blueberries. There is still a lot of trust in this business here in Morocco because people are investing in it. It's as I said, for a grower, it is easier to grow blueberries than to grow raspberries, particularly in terms of labor. For example, for a blueberry grower, if there are labor issues today, the fruit can hold until tomorrow and it is picked tomorrow. This is not valid and it doesn't work for raspberries, for example. So we are seeing a lot of growers switching to blueberries because of labor issues. Number two, there is still a big demand of blueberries in Europe and all over the world. We still see a lot of demand when it comes to blueberries. And the fact that there are these premium varieties that the growers are planting, and with premium varieties, they can hope for maybe €1 more per kilo than standard varieties. So we have been seeing a lot of growth in Morocco, and this growth is still continuing. We've seen a lot of multinational companies coming and investing in blueberries in Morocco. So yes, we are still seeing growth. I don't know what's going to happen 10 years from now. Water issues have started in the Agadir region, not here in North Morocco, but that's something to look into because that will be the limiting factor.
The main challenges for blueberry production in Morocco are extreme heat, Saharan winds, changing humidity and water scarcity. Let's now see how plantations are organized, as well as the most frequent technical choices that companies make.
So the system of production, of course, we have tunnels, and we have 2 lines per tunnel. The density, depending on the grower, but on average right now we are at 4,000 plants per hectare. And we plant 1 liter plants in pots, and we plant mainly in soil. We still have adequate soil in our area, Some people are planting in substrate, but for us, we are still planting in soil because we still have a good pH, good EC in soil, which allows us to plant directly in soil and not in substrate. However, even though we plant in soil, we try to put a lot of substrate in the soil, in the hole when we do the soil preparation, and before planting, we will put substrate there to allow for easy growth at the beginning of the development of the plants. We use a mulch that's on the soil, but on the tunnels, we will use, plastic. Automatically, they will use plastic. And when we have heat waves, and we have some heat waves in summer, we will put a net, a shading net on top of the plastic. And we can also remove the plastic in summer and put only the shading net. Yes, we need to cover. Covering the plant, of course, that's what will bring the earliness, that's what will protect the crop. So we play, it's either plastic plus shading net, or only the shading net. Okay, we have been able to manage the heat. The problem really is not the heat in itself, it's a hot wind, because a hot wind will desiccate. When a hot wind will touch, the surface of the leaf of a plant, it will desiccate it, meaning it will dry it. It will pull all the water through the stomates. And that's what has been difficult for us. There is a type of wind in Morocco, it's called shergi. And this shergi wind comes from the east. It's an eastern wind. It comes, from the dry eastern areas of Morocco, and it's very dry and it's very hot. And that is a problem in itself, not just the temperature, but the fact that you have a heat, you have a hot wind. So what we do, we try to put wind breaks from the eastern part of the farms to try to block that wind. Pack in the field right now we pack in the field. We don't sort. Right now we only harvest in bulk, and when we sell to our clients in Germany or UK or other markets, they will pack it there in their pack house at arrival. So this year we've been only picking in bulk. We make sure to cool the fruit as soon as possible. Our farms are maybe 30 minutes from our pack house. So as soon as they pick the fruit, it will come to the pack house, and we cool the fruit. We put it, we palletize it, and then we ship it.
What are the key factors for market development?
Size is very important, because we've seen that the prices have to do with size. Number two, earliness. Yes, we need to be early in the market. For us, early in the market is to be able to be like in January, which is the end of the season from South and Central America, and we need to be in production at that moment. So size, earliness is very important. Right now we are seeing crunchiness. Crunchiness is very important also, and crunchiness comes from the fact that maybe the skin is a little bit thicker, and when the skin is a little bit thicker, it helps also. There is no breaking of the skin. There is no leakage of fruit juice that can cause mold and rot and so on during the transit time. It's a heavy investment. You have to take into account just on the first year, just to put the blueberries in the ground and start. It's €100,000 investment per hectare. So if you have a 10-hectare farm, that's a €1 million investment. So it is a heavy investment at the beginning, and of course the growers expect between 8 and 10 years of production from that investment.
Morocco also has specific needs in terms of packaging.
When it comes to packing the fruit, we pack in the field. Yes, we use right now only bulk, and we can use bulk in cardboard boxes, or right now there are some, and we put 2.5 kilograms per box. We don't put 3 kilograms. We put 2.5 kilograms to make sure that all the fruit is cooled down to 2 degrees, and that the internal part of the box, the middle part of the box has enough cold. So we use cardboard boxes for that, and we would put 2.5 kilograms. Number two, we also use plastic boxes that have a lot of ventilation in it. It's not like a closed plastic, but in the bottom it has a lot of ventilation, and I've seen it used, that people will use this plastic. They also will put in them maybe 2.5 kilograms, just like the cardboard, but they provide for better cooling and uniform cooling of the fruit, because in the plastic you have small holes all over the box. That's number two. Then sometimes we do field packing in 125 grams, which is the standard packaging, 12 by 12 punnets of 125 grams in a box, and that's in a cardboard box. That's 1.5 kilograms. Yes, the most important thing about, for me, the packing is to be able to cool the fruit very quickly. If we have, a type of packing that does not provide enough transfer of cold, that will cause a problem. But right now, what we are using, the 12 by 125 grams, or the cardboard boxes, or the plastic, all provide for good and uniform cooling. But you have to have a good forced air cooling system, like tunnels. We don't put them directly in the cold store. We take them through tunnels to bring rapidly the temperature down to 2 degrees.
When we think of blueberries, as consumers, we often focus on their flavor and health benefits. Yet something else is equally as important in terms of distribution and purchase: the way they are packaged. Packaging is not just a matter of appearance. It is a key component in ensuring the freshness, protection and sustainability of the fruit, and it also is essential to attract consumers. Think how innovation in packaging can extend the shelf life of blueberries, maintain organoleptic properties, or even reduce the impact on the environment. The next module will give us a chance to find out more about the different packaging solutions used for blueberries, and we're also going to see how the industry is meeting new market needs without neglecting the quality of the end product. Until a few decades ago, the packaging of a product had nothing more than one purpose: properly protecting the goods during transport, storage and sale. It was therefore essential that the products that end consumers would get were intact. This is still the case now, of course. Being certain that the goods arrive intact is still one of the priorities today, but there are also new needs that are equally as important. First of all, packaging has to be sustainable from all points of view today. Environmentally speaking, it has to be reusable, or better still, recycled and recyclable. Then it needs to display the products inside, which is key in the fruit and vegetable sector. It also has to be as automated as possible and be suitable for machines, as they are very common in this industry today. It also has to be cost competitive, and let's remember that it needs to preserve food from contamination, prolong freshness and ensure that the same quality you achieve in the field reaches the consumer's table. Packaging also has to convey the characteristics of its content, and it has also become key for brand identity and marketing in recent years. In a nutshell, it is an integral part of the product itself. There are no more doubts that communication also happens through packaging. This is even more valuable for berries, that is, strawberries and small fruits such as blueberries and raspberries. Right after they are picked in the field and placed directly in punnets, these very delicate fruits are transported to packaging warehouses to be covered, packed in flow pack or heat sealed. This depends on the type of fruit and the demand of large retailers. Today we can customize our products with absorbent pads placed on the bottom of the packages that work as a cushion during transport and absorb any droplets that could cause mold. We can also provide a range of package solutions with holes to allow good airflow and rapid cooling in the cold stores. Maintaining a good cold chain is still essential to bring quality to the consumer's table. In short, While packaging used to be seen as just a simple container in the past, it now has many important functions related to extending the shelf life, safeguarding and maintaining quality, and also in terms of communication. The berry supply chain is going to have a leading role at Macfrut's 42nd edition, running from Tuesday 6 to Thursday 8 May 2025 at Rimini Expo Centre. There's going to be a dedicated berry area for blueberries and other small fruits, featuring an event space, an exhibitor area and business initiatives reserved for companies, opening the door to knowledge, innovation and networking. This is certainly not going to be the first time that Macfrut has turned the spotlight on berries. In the 2023 edition, blueberries were chosen as the symbol of the trade show. Then we focused on this fruit in a previous Macfrut Academy video lesson last year in autumn, and now we're covering it again with the blueberry supply chain in Mediterranean countries. The reason behind this interest is simple. On a global level, berries are part of a market worth more than $40 billion, whose growth path involves all categories. First of all, strawberries account for more than half of berries and have witnessed a 28% worldwide production growth in the last decade. Even sharper is the growth for blueberries, which has been exponential in terms of cultivated areas in the last decade, plus 128%, going from 115,000 hectares in 2014 to 262,000 in 2023. In addition to this, blackberries have seen a 6.2% increase in annual consumption, and the production of raspberries has grown 4 times in 10 years, reaching 150,000 tons. This is the setting where the Macfrut 2025 berry area comes to light, as the first of its kind to be fully dedicated to small fruits at the trade fair. In pure Macfrut style, the goal is to showcase the berry supply chain through an area dedicated to exhibitors and a set of meetings and events focusing on small fruits. As I mentioned, the berry area is going to be organized in 2 parts. An event area called Berry Show, where experts will have a space to give talks, and an exhibition area, Berry Route, where visitors can embark on a journey to the companies specialized in berries located throughout the fair. Plantation development, varietal innovation, technologies for ever-improving quality sorting and solutions to ensure longer-lasting freshness are the driving forces for innovation that generated an 8-time increase in blueberry exports from Southern European and North African countries between 2013 and 2022. The majority of this growth came from Morocco, with a 10-fold increase in international shipments during that time frame. Spain increased its exports by 4 times and significantly strengthened its domestic market. The rise of Spain and Morocco, but also the growing role of Italy, show the increasing interest of the European market, and not only in these small fruits. This journey into the blueberry world has come to an end, but we encourage you to keep up with Macfrut on our social media platforms and get real-time updates. You'll find us on LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram. We'll see you again next time.